Hi, Library Foundation Board of Directors. It was so good to see so many of you at the meeting last week. And although Zoom is working for us, I look forward to the day that we can gather again in person. I wanted to send an update of some of our program initiatives over the last week. And hopefully this is a good recap for those of you who could not join us last week. So I am joining you today from the Impact House. So this is the open lounge area on the third floor. We will be moving our office into a dedicated space on the second floor, so just downstairs. And we'll be moving our things in a couple of weeks, and then staff will, re-enter the office when it makes sense, maybe sometime later this summer, early fall. But we look forward to welcoming you here and giving you a tour, hopefully sooner rather than later. So Bob Wislow opened the meeting last week talking about the founding of the foundation, really for our library foundation to be the partner to CPL, to keep CPL at the forefront of the library sector. And in this space of, constantly creative, innovative programming and addressing immediate needs, certainly, but also being the partner that's working with CPL in a long-term way on how we sustain programs and really deepen the impact of our programs for every patron who walks in the door of the library branches. Now, what we've done in the last few months is, pivot very quickly to digital platforms. And we're already starting to think about what does our program investment look like in an in-person digital hybrid way. So as you all know, and I hope you've been following, we quickly launched Live from the Library in partnership with FCB and our new board member, Andres Ordonez, who's the Chief Creative Officer at FCB, put together a team. We were able to launch Live from the Library, a daily story time, very quickly. We now have thousands of views a day. We have garnered press from 50 media outlets, in large part because the Obamas read and then Oprah read right after. But even some of the comments that we're getting on this daily story time, our patrons saying we miss our librarians so much. Many of our librarians have been reading on a daily basis as well. And they miss their library branch, and there's just been a lot of energy around. I can't wait to walk into my library and miss my library. What we're seeing is a lot of reflection on what that library experience means, to our patrons, and also that they carry that experience home. So being able to have that story time in their home has been so meaningful. We are also working on taking the Sandberg Award virtual this year. Linda Filler and her development committee have been doing great work in helping us envision what this looks like. We're also working with FCB, looking at the success of Live from the Library and how we can gain momentum and, host a virtual event in late October. But then leading up to the event, it's almost like a retrospective of past events and some new content, and then a reveal of who the honorees are, and then the virtual event in late October. So we're really looking forward to that. And as we've discussed in a number of committee meetings and we discussed at the board meeting, it's really an opportunity to, yes, engage the 900 people who typically attend the event, but then thousands more, locally here in Chicago, but also nationally, maybe even internationally. And we've seen a lot of that traction with Live from the Library. So we think we can put this together in a way that's going to be really meaningful and engage so many more people into our work. We are also, last week, we mentioned that we were in talks with CPL about the foundation investing in some sort of way in unlimited access to the resources that are on CPL's anti-racism recommended reading list. Many of these resources have long wait lists, especially in the last few weeks. And we've had a number of patrons reach out to the foundation and say, can we donate, to be sure that there's more access? People need to have access to these resources right away. So, even in the last week, we've been working on a program that we're calling Reading for Change that addresses the immediate need, which is access to these materials. So, thinking about what that investment looks like, over the next year and 2 years, but then also building out programming, including an author series, community discussions, partnerships with other organizations to be sure that we are keeping a spotlight on these issues and really advancing change in many different ways. So more to come. We are quickly developing, not just the plan for a campaign to raise money to be sure that these books have unlimited access, but then also what this programming looks like. So you'll be hearing from us very soon on that, as we hope that you'll share this opportunity with many in your network as well. So that is everything I have in terms of what has happened in the last week. We are just, again, so grateful as a staff team to the support of the board. You all have been so supportive and encouraging, during this time. And again, we look forward to seeing you in person soon. Please take a close look at everything that we've included in this board e-newsletter, and always reach out with ideas, suggestions. And again, we're just so grateful for your support. Thank you.